Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. Welcome to the best news channel on YouTube, talking about gaming, technology, emulation, and open source. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about Box64Droid and something that's pretty hard to believe. First up, Box64Droid just got a brand new release, and I'll drop a link to the GitHub in the description below. Secondly, this is Tekken 7 up and running on a Poco F3, had a stable 30 frames per second. I'm not joking with ya. It's almost unbelievable. If you are curious about this one, I'll drop a link to not one but two different YouTube videos in the description below, and feel free to check them out. I would argue that getting Box64Droid up and running is not as easy as something like Winlator, but all of the instructions are right on their GitHub, and you will need termix. Again, I'll drop a link in the description below and feel free to check it out. And speaking about checking stuff out, next up we're talking about multi-arcade machine emulation with MAME, and MAME version 0.258 just released. So this month they've added in support for several low-cost Macintosh computers with 68040 CPUs, and as per usual there's also performance improvements and bug fixes. If you are curious about these changes, I'll drop a link to the changelog in the description below and feel free to check it out. There is quite a bit of information there as per usual. And speaking about usual, next up we're talking about something very unusual. A brand new GameCube game has been found called Pickles. And it was found on a disc within a GameCube that was actually owned by the developer of this one. So Pickles is a game about monkeys riding unicycles. There's 12 different levels on this disc, 6 levels for 2 different worlds, and Cake only has 1 level up and running. They do plan on dumping the game, so I'm going to keep my eyes open for that one, and if you're curious about it, let me know in the comments below. I'll drop a link to this in the description below so you can check it out yourself. Moving on, and we're quickly talking about Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is getting Lara Croft along with 21 Savage and Mace. This is a very interesting collaboration and one that kind of makes sense considering she's got guns and COD is a shooting game. Next up, we're talking about the Nintendo Switch, and some sales figures have been released and this console is selling extremely well. If you take a look at the best-selling game consoles of all time, as far as I know this list is up to date here, and Nintendo has a stranglehold on third place with the Switch. 129.53 million units sold. It seems poised to take over the DS in second place and even the PS2 in first place. On a quick sidebar here, if you want to be technical, the PS2 has a reported 155 million units sold. But that's as of March 31st, 2012, and it was discontinued as of January 4th, 2013. So there's over a half year of unreported sales. It's also worth pointing out that the number of gamers and gaming community is way bigger than it used to be, so it's not necessarily a fair comparison. I mean, the PS5 here is about to surpass the SNES. And speaking about the Switch, next up we're talking about Switch emulation on PC with Ryujinx. And if you've got a Mac, you may want to pick up the latest version of Ryujinx. At the time of filming, it's version 1.1.1002. They have implemented geometry shader emulation. This fixes several missing graphics on macOS for games like Crash Bandicoot, Luigi's Mansion 3, Mario Strikers, Nier Automata, and a whole bunch more. And last up here, we're talking about SAGE, which stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, or Sonic Amateur Games Expo. And Sonic Amateur Games Expo 23 is just around the corner. So the expo starts on September 1st and ends on September 8th, and there is a trailer for it, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below, and I really do recommend checking it out. The trailer is 27 minutes long and gives you a very good idea of some of the games that are being showcased. Honestly, I'm a massive fan of this stuff, and if you are, please let me know in the comments below, and please let me know what game you thought was the best in this trailer. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos, don't tempt fate, save your state.